now, the good, the bad, and the gossip with John, Jay, and Rich.
All right, Kyle, how about some GBG?
Okay, so we'll start with Beyonce, who has had her fair share of family drama, especially with the whole Solange kicking Jay-Z's behind in the elevator thing. And her dad with his, baby mama that came forward during the divorce. And now there's another possible baby mama that has come forward for Matthew Knowles. Her name is Takoya Branscombe, and she says he got her pregnant right around the time he filed for divorce with Beyonce's mom. But here's the kicker about this girl. She is Solange's friend. He's his daughter's friend. She had no idea that her friend was hooking up with her dad, obviously, let alone getting knocked up by her dad.
Wow.
So the family drama continues. Like we said, we have no idea if this possible baby mama is a real baby mama yet, but she has filed a lawsuit and she wants a paternity test. And if she gets it and he is the father, he'll be forking out some more money in child support, which could be very, very interesting. Now, speaking of children, we flash back to when Ellen had Eva Mendes on her show, and this was right around Valentine's Day. There was a rumor that Eva Mendes was pregnant, and Ellen was like, what do you want to say to that?
It's so ridiculous because it all started because I didn't want to go through the scanners at the airport. You know, those x-ray scanners, which are really creepy. So I always opt out. I always ask for a personal pat down.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to say, is it a boy or a girl? What, you're pregnant?
Oh, God. No.
Okay. All right. No, you're not pregnant. I know.
No.
Denied it, right? But she's pregnant, and they're saying she's 7 months pregnant, which if you do the math, was totally pregnant back around Valentine's Day. Now, they have not come forward. Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes. Ryan Gosling will be the baby daddy if this whole thing is totally true. But they're saying it's totally true, and she's a little over 7 months pregnant. She just hasn't been seen out in public
That's
with
incredible.
a huge baby bump.
Because I remember them out in public, and remember she was resting her head on his shoulder. They're walking around everywhere. They're at Disneyland. You know, and to not get a picture for 7 months. Okay, if you're 7 months pregnant, right?
Yes. If
you were walking down the street with your husband and someone took a picture of you, can you tell you're pregnant?
I think so.
Okay.
I hope so. I would, and especially someone like Eva Mendes, you would be able to tell.
Right, like you guys are very petite.
Yes, so check this out. She's, I guess, very thrilled. He's very thrilled. They only have one little argument at this point, whether or not to get married. Eva wants to get married right away for the sake of the baby, and Ryan Gosling doesn't think that that's necessary. So this may be a fight for them, but all
He's
we
like,
know...
whoa, I'm Ryan Gosling.
I don't know if you know who I am, but yeah, so we'll see how that works out for them. But the couple is thrilled to be having a baby on the way, so we wish them a congratulations. Now, you guys know Mel Gibson. He has had his fair share of controversy for being caught on tape saying some very mean things here and there, but this time is very different for Mel Gibson. You know the troubles that Shia LaBeouf has been having lately. He is in a treatment facility, rumored to be getting treatment for alcohol problems and quite possibly maybe even some other drug problems. Well, Mel Gibson, I guess, was just caught on camera talking about how he feels about Shia LaBeouf.
Like when I see somebody like Shia LaBeouf with the bag on his head and stuff like, my heart goes out to the poor guy.
I bet it does.
No, it does. I think he's suffering in some way. Or why would he do that? People are inclined to sort of point the finger at him and say like, well, he's this or that or the other, and it's easy to judge. But I'm sure he's going through some kind of personal, kind of very painful, cathartic thing that he has to exercise and get out there, and he'll probably, play it out and come back. Whatever it happens to be, he'll be all right. I actually like the kid. I think he's good. I never met him.
I appreciate.
Nice thing to say.
I appreciate Mel being insightful, but I like the clips that you were playing when he was really angry on the phone with his ex-wife a lot better.
What?
Those were so much more entertaining.
No, that wasn't just him and having a conversation with a friend at lunch. He was actually doing an interview for some website or whatever, but they were like, hey, screw the interview. Let's put this out because it's probably the only thing people will care about Mel Gibson talking about at this point. In any case, pretty fascinating nonetheless, and nice to have some good news coming from Mel Gibson instead of always just the bad. On our website right now, johnjandrich.com, if you go there and type in the keyword GBG. So Justin Bieber, it's time to pay the piper for his egging case. He'll be headed to not only anger management classes, but pay over $80,000 to his neighbor.
What?
From all the damage and all the trouble and all that jazz. And you can get all the details on our website, johnjandrich.com, keyword GBG.